Yeah, hi everyone. Let me open by saying thanks to Chainlink for organizing this event. I'm very much looking forward to having conversations with a lot of people and learn new things about this growing and fantastic and exciting blockchain industry in Web3. So, I'm Axel. I work at BlockSize. We are a Chainlink node operator already for 3 years, and we provide market data to institutional customers. So I'm a rather tech person, but this talk discusses regulation and compliance with regulation, and it's given from the viewpoint of a data provider and a tech person. So bear with me, I don't claim anything about generality. It's probably loaded topics. That said, I want to also give it a spin and want to argue how crypto mass adoption is actually, at least in Europe, from our point of view, coming on the shoulders of regulation, and it depends very much on the availability of reliable and truthful market data. So, that said, I mean, whenever you have questions, please just interrupt me and ask them right away. I will try to cover them immediately. So, let's get started. What is BlockSize? We have been around since 2018, so we're almost a dinosaur when you speak about that industry, especially, I guess, speaking for Germany. So we have a lot of business fields that are not related to market data directly. So I want to quickly introduce them. So we do, is there actually a point? Okay, can't see it. So we do tokenization, staking, trading, consulting, and we do digital MRV. So like we try to track carbon intensity scores in supply chains. But we also, of course, and since I'm here today, we do data. And we have two things. We have a Web2 data service where we provide market data for institutions, asset managers, banks, and the like. And of course also to Chainlink node operators. And a Web3 data service where we help our customers to integrate their data with DeFi, to bring it to protocols that might need market data from traditional finance on-chain. And since I'm here, the talk will dwell on the data topics. So that's my agenda. I will give you a brief introduction of how these loaded topics fit under one umbrella, like regulation, compliance, adoption, and data. And give 2 examples of how the newly passed MiCA regulation in the European Union, practically and technically affects our business that we had in place. So the first one is our Web2 data service, where we provide compliant crypto market data. And the second example is our integration service, where we help institutions to bring their data on-chain. And then I'll wrap up and take additional questions, if any. So now I'm telling you what I'm going to tell you. So the regulation and reliable market data are necessary preconditions for mass adoption to happen. And why is that so? Institutions and big businesses tend to avoid any ambiguity in their business planning. So when regulation comes, it provides clarity to devise business plans, so you know what you can do, what you can't do. And the market data then will support this planning to become more reliable if the market data is truthful and reliable. And okay, of course, let me repeat that disclaimer. This is a spotlight from a German-based company in Europe, and we don't claim anything about being general. So what is regulation? There's many dimensions, and with like basically it's a bunch of standards, and without a legal framework behind, you're basically free as a market data provider to choose whichever standards you would like to adhere to. So to mention things, there's this SOC certification, there's pledges like the Crypto Market Integrity Coalition. Know a lot of data providers that actually did that pledge. Then there's data methods and integrity for data procedures. Like an important thing to mention is here the IOSCO. That's like an international organization which, just concerns themselves with pricing standards, and those are widespread in prices that are reported in the traditional finance world. So, and now, okay, enter this markets and crypto assets regulation in Europe that sort of puts a framework on everything. It's quite, I would say, it's a first of its kind in terms of being holistic. So there's categories for tokens, there's categories for different crypto asset service providers. And importantly, there's concrete guidelines for how to price digital assets of these different categories. And those, of course, since this regulation is now in force and will be also enforced from 2024 on, it will be directly affecting and is already affecting our business planning and operations. So I repeat my disclaimer once more, no holistic claims here. We are a European company, we're a Chainlink node operator, we're a data provider, and our target customers are TradFi institutions, mostly from Europe. So we present a spotlight here and not a claim on, I don't know, general, that should be generally applicable. So now, like, how is that train of thought with going from regulation to mass adoption? Basically, when you have a legal framework, then that gives clarity. Businesses and big businesses make plans. They have products for institutions or for retail clients, and then hopefully, so if they made their plans well and they did their research well, then there's many or big-pocketed customers that buy these products, and then, okay, sort of, that's what mass adoption actually means. And like in this food chain here, at the latest, when you start doing a risk assessment, you need data. And then when you market your products, because there's regulation, it needs to be compliant, and that becomes even more important, the compliance aspect, when, okay, you actually place these products with a lot of customers. And just as an example, okay, in Europe we have this MiCA regulation, and the big banks, or big banks in terms of total assets under management, DZ Bank and Deutsche Bank, they now picked their crypto custody service providers, and they are ready to move hundreds of billions, if not trillions, into that market. And down here, so just to highlight that that's not talking in the air, the Boston Consulting Group estimates the market of tokenized assets to be like on the order of 16 trillion by 2030. And that's if that is sort of a faithful estimate, then we're talking about a feasible percentage of the total available assets to be settled and traded through blockchain technology. I arguably would say that's mass adoption. Now, from the point of view of a data provider, let me give one concrete example. So trading platforms are now required to publish their order books, publish trade information, disclose pricing methodologies. have anomaly filters, and have procedures for when pricing goes wrong. And for us, that means the data we can use to produce high quality market data is ubiquitous. We can get it. We can even see the methods by which it was produced. So since our potential customers are required to have outlier filters or anomaly filters, we probably can make USPs by having better ones. And since they are required to disclose their pricing methodologies, it's probably good if we do the same. So one additional twist for a product that we have out there, BlockSize Connect, which is like this Web2 market data service that I mentioned, is that now with regulation, typically as a data provider, you have in your terms and conditions that you're not liable if anything goes wrong, and that's fine. But with regulation in place, you might still have this in your terms and conditions, but if you say you sell compliant data because your customer needs compliant data, and it's actually not compliant, you're still liable. There's an avenue, there's more skin in the game now. It's important. And like the data integrity and the things that Chainlink does on that end, by having secure data, that's really going to be important, I guess, in the future. And also for our product. So what did we have to include in order to go from just a market data product to be a compliant market data product? So this is like real-time prices. And okay, we wrote a lot of descriptions, pricing methodology descriptions that are sort of scientifically mostly rigorous, I would say. And in our front end, that's indicated by these orange arrows, the customer now can see which information was taken into account, which information was filtered out by anomaly detection, because, okay, in this case, Aptos is trading at an offset on curve. And you just don't want that because it's statistically significantly off of what you expect. And they're able to download all the data that went into that pricing. So when they do their tax reporting in Germany, that's actually required. They need to be able to defend the prices that they had used. And that's only possible if you know the method and you have the data that went in. Second example, where we help support DeFi protocols like the ones mentioned here with TradFi data. So if you don't know, it doesn't matter. There is a market for commodity and equity data on chain. There's future markets, there's tokenized equity around, and they need an oracle to support their protocols. So we built this BlockSize Oracle product where we help the customers that are not so much into node operations to bring their data on chain. But those are from time to time, very, very established traditional finance data providers, and they have very specific KYC and AML requirements. So we need to implement on-chain KYC and AML tests, which is sort of feasible. But then when it comes to the requirement that the data should be obfuscated and or encrypted, that's a tough thing, because usually you're dealing with a public distributed ledger, and it's public for a reason. So there's a lot of, let's say, research to do there, but it's also somehow defeating the purpose of using a public ledger. So hopefully at some point there's going to be a change in the requirements and mindset. So that's it. Thanks for listening. Let me quickly repeat the 3 takeaways. So from our point of view, blockchain technology adoption rides on the shoulders of reliable market data and regulation. transparency and quality standards for crypto market data are now established, at least in the European Union, and customers of on-chain and off-chain data have special needs in order to comply with this new regulation, and yeah, they need guidance in that. Yeah, don't bother about the references. If you want to have the slides, just reach out. I'm happy to send them to you. And yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for the attention.